Hello, welcome to Certified Jams. My name is Dalen, and today we're talking about the song All I Need by Radiohead. And I'm going to tell you why it's a certified jam.
You're all I need. You're all I need.
All right, we're slowly working our way through all of my favorite Radiohead songs. Today we're talking about All I Need, which is from Radiohead's 2007 record In Rainbows. Amazing record, in my opinion, one of Radiohead's best. And this song is at the top of the list. It's just such an amazing song. It's got so many of the elements that make up a great Radiohead song. It's unique. They're really playing with like dynamics and instrumentation in a way that they do on their best songs. And this song just has like such an interesting sound and such a great groove as well. What really drives this song is the bass guitar. So it's like the primary sort of like driving force of the song. It's ran through a bunch of compression, so it almost sounds like it's distorted, and it's got just such a unique groove to it. It also does this interesting thing where the bass part kind of takes up about 10 measures, and then it repeats. So it creates this like kind of cyclical thing that Radiohead does in a lot of their songs, where as that cycle repeats, it's creating interesting overtones because it doesn't quite match up with what the rest of the instruments are doing. And then when the chorus comes back in, it locks back into place again. So it's really interesting. It kind of creates this tension and this really great sound. And yeah, they're doing all sorts of really interesting things with their instruments here. So let's get into the song and we can sort of talk about it as we go, and I'll sort of talk about some of my favorite parts and the reasons why I think this song is really, really special. All right, so this is All I Need by Radiohead. Oh man, it's so good. A couple interesting things. So I really love what Phil Selway's doing with the drums, where he's just like sort of pausing and stopping in certain parts, kind of like almost like hesitating. It creates like a really neat dynamic. And as is always the case, he's like a human metronome. His drums just are so like perfect, but it's interesting. They almost feel a little sloppy, even though they're not. It's like a really cool groove. And then I love how the reverb that's on the vocals almost sounds like another instrument. Like it's resonating in a way that's creating these like overtones and just fills out the space so much. And then, like I mentioned already, that bass line is just like this sort of driving force with all of these sort of like other ethereal parts sort of dancing in the background. I imagine some of that is guitar, some of it's probably synths and organs. It's really, really interesting. Let's keep going.
I am all the days that you choose to ignore.
So cool.
You are all I need.
Hear that reverb?
You're all I'm in the middle of your picture.
think it's a glockenspiel that they're playing there. It might be a synth. In the live version, the under the in the basement version that you see on YouTube, you can watch them perform this live, and Johnny Greenwood is playing like a glockenspiel along with an organ. And then, interestingly enough, in that version, you can hear Ed O'Brien playing his electric guitar, and I think he's like it's tuned like way down, I think, because it just sounds so low and rough and super distorted. But you don't really hear the same thing in the studio version, so it's interesting. I'm not entirely sure what his guitar part's doing in this. And then one of the best parts of this entire song is coming up when this sort of buildup happens, and then it just drops out, and it's just drums, the bass, and then his vocals again. It's such a cool shift in the dynamics. I love it. Let's keep going.
I'm still because there are no others. You're all I need. You're all I need. I'm in the middle of your picture, lying in the reeds.
Oh, that piano. Amazing. It's a really short song. It kind of just happens. It builds to this amazing crescendo, and then it's just over. One of the other parts I love is you can during the verses, you can slowly start to hear a piano playing along with the same notes of the bass guitar. And then when the build up happens, that the piano becomes way more prominent and sort of takes over. It's just a beautiful piano part. I love it. It just creates so much like kind of angst. And then of course with his vocals, just so much going on there. It's just a really beautiful song. So yeah, one of my favorites. This is from In Rainbows, which is in my opinion one of their best records, produced by Nigel Godrich. Really talented guy, and this whole record is just like an amazing record. And like I mentioned, there's a series of videos called In the Basement or From the Basement. I'm not entirely sure. You can find it on YouTube, and basically Radiohead performs this entire record live in the studio, and it's so good. I'll link it in the description because it's really worth watching the whole thing. And if you watch them play All I Need, it feels like some of the instrumentation is a little bit different than what they're doing on the record, but it's amazing. Really phenomenal, and they're able to create such a unique sound live. Yeah, it's really great. Anyways, this was All I Need by Radiohead. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you like this song, chances are you'll like other songs I talk about. So check out the channel, subscribe, and like the video because it helps other people find it. I really appreciate it. Thanks.